Venus moves into Pisces today, and she's a lover, not a fighter. When the planet of love, trust, relationships, and comfort is in the water sign associated with the fish, this is a sense that we want to either be or be rescued by a knight in shining armor. It's almost fantasy levels of romance, idealism, connection, and heartfelt outpourings of emotion. But you see, when Venus is in Pisces, it's so idealistic that sometimes we feel as though our reality and our ideals are so far apart that it creates friction or tension within ourselves and our heart. There is a risk of delusion. There is a risk of expecting too much from partners or connections. And there's also a risk of reading between the lines or, seeing what we want to see. When we are lost in fantasy and illusion, like in the very beginning stages of a romance or a connection, we are so smitten. We have so many hormones and biochemical responses happening within our bodies that even if we see a red flag, we might be tempted to just brush it off because we want to see the best. We want to feel these feelings forever. We become addicted to the serotonin or the dopamine that is moving through us. And so while Venus is moving through Pisces, which is actually going to be back and forth in Aries and Pisces for pretty much the first half of the year because Venus goes retrograde this year, there are going to be a lot of lessons around what is real and what is imagination. And are we able to not only, there's our card again. Are we able to not only be the knight in shining armor for ourselves, but also be more realistic about meeting our own emotional needs? You see, there's a lot of common phrases used to describe relationships. One of them is ball and chain, not so flattering. Another one is my other half. But you see, when we have some sort of a physical connection, the Two of Pentacles is our card today, and this is so perfect because it is about how when we become connected to another person, it also feels as though our lives are intertwined. But then it becomes this kind of balancing act, right? As the energy hopefully moves infinitely back and forth. But what if one person is doing all the work to keep things going? Then we find that our emotional health, like you see the waves in the background, you see how the waves are so high, the ships are being tossed around. This card represents that, if one person is putting in all the effort, the emotional health suffers. There's emotional turbulence, there can be resentment, there can be all kinds of things. We can't be somebody else's other half. We have to be independent. We have to love ourselves. We have to do our best to meet our own emotional, mental, and spiritual needs and physical needs so that there are no themes of dependence or codependence, right? So healthy relationships are definitely going to be in the forefront while Venus moves through Pisces. And the card I had pulled in the beginning is the Knight of Cups, which is that whole knight in shining armor energy, and a really focused encouragement to stay grounded during this period, be realistic, but also be hopeful, right? Thank you for being here. I'm Erin, I'm Queen Bee Tarot. Sending you guys all my love. Happy New Year, and I will see you next time.